Thank you. Bruce Anderson, 4929 Fish Lake Road. Today I'm going to present to you one of several reasons to void an LTI conditional use permit. On July 13th, 2016, it's a 2016 individual sewage treatment system failure. Mark Toms at 6464 Freenberg Lake Road was denied a land use permit until the applicant obtains a sewage treatment permit and installs as an approved septic system. On March 17, 2020, concerning LTI CUP application, LTI answered yes to the question, is the project within 1,000 feet of a lake? Yes means that you must submit a copy of a septic permit, certificate to compliance approval, when applying for a land use permit. On June 1st, 2020, septic tank failure was reported to the county by Freenberg Township Supervisor Clay Sitch. St. Louis County Director of Planning and Zoning stated, because I would like to throat punch a few people. On June 2nd, 2020, two county inspectors visited 6464 Freenberg Lake Road to look at the septic issue. Adhering to all other county requirements, we don't have a reason not to issue the permit. On July 1st, 2020, CUP approval. The county officially approved the conditional use permit for LTI Holdings. On July 13th, 2020, the county waited 40 days to officially inspect the septic system at 6464 Freenberg Lake Road. St. Louis County waited 12 days after the permit was approved to inspect the septic system. On June 18th, 2021, LTI is now 60 days non-compliant. LTI did not properly go through the point of sale and did not put down escrow money for replacement of the system. The designing of the replacement system and submitting of the application have not occurred yet. On July 30th, 2021, over 1 year later, LTI has not submitted a replacement design. A new individual sewage treatment system permit has not been obtained. A transfer agreement was not submitted. On August 2nd, 2021, after Ms. Bell's inquiry into the status of noncompliance, the county sent LTI a letter. Failure to comply with notice of noncompliance requirements. The requirement is 60 days of the noncompliance letter dated July 13th, 2020. Yet the county waited until Ms. Bell reported the issue. On August 16, 2021, LTI filed for a permit to construct a subsurface sewage treatment system. This is due September 22nd, 2022, 320 days past the documented due date. In closing, this doesn't smell good. Set aside any attitudes, personal agendas, politics, quit dancing around, do your job. Either something is compliant or it's non-compliant. It's not like it's sort of compliant. You're going to have to get a bigger rug if you're going to keep sweeping stuff under it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Melissa Bell. Good morning.
Hi, my name is Melissa Bell. I live at 6382 Beaver River Road in Duluth, Minnesota. So good morning. I'm here again to speak on the permit that was given at 6464 Friedenberg Lake Road. As I've said, it is an invalid permit. As you heard Bruce speak before me, there was a septic issue. That very much makes it clear that is invalid. I gave you guys some documents to look at with me. This is the application that is given with all conditional use permits. Yes was checked, and to make it easier for you guys, I made it large for you guys to read the small term print. Okay? So, as you see, the certificate of compliance was needed for the application itself when it was submitted. There was no septic application given with this application. And after that, as you can see, the notice of noncompliance with the, came 13 days after the approval. So very, very clearly, this application was not followed. That is one reason why this permit is invalid. It's your own language from the county. But second, the permit is invalid because of the sale of the property. The conditional use permit was granted for 6464 on July 1st. So this is the sale, or this is the granting of the permit, July 1st. However, the sale of the property from the resident to the company didn't happen until July 14th. So how was this contract, this cut granted to a business when the business didn't own the property yet? So again, I go back to the permit, the application that they signed, where it says, I'll get my big printout. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here it is. It says, intentional or unintentional falsification of this application or attachment thereto will make the application, the approval of the application, and any resulting permit invalid. There is no question. This is an administrative act. Going to court doesn't matter for this. 90 days, 60 days doesn't matter for this. This is a done deal. It needs to be addressed and completed. I shouldn't have to be here coming every month, every week to discuss this, but I will. It needs to be done. Jobs need to be taken care of. Ownership needs to be done for mishaps that were, and I have emails to prove this was known. The county employees knew about this and chose to ignore it. That is not acceptable. Also, I'm here to ask for an informal investigation to be done in the planning department. From the research I have done, just in Freedomburg Township, I have found many things that are quite questionable and misleading. So when you go to a planning commission hearing, things look very good. And the planning commission, I think themselves, think things are very good. But when I actually dig into the research, there is questionable information. As I shared with you last month, the box's inspection completed. But yet when I found out, it was a site visit. There are many other things that I can share with you regarding these questionable documents that a planning commission is looking at, thinking they are legitimate documents, that they have the proper information. When reality is the planning department is giving them what they want them to know or want them to see. So I'm asking for a formal investigation on this. I'm asking the commissioner on this planning commission be removed during this time because if an investigation is needed, it would be a conflict of interest. I think if anyone has questions me, we can sit down and talk, or we can put it on the next agenda. But these are serious accusations, and if I'm wrong, that's what an investigation is for, to prove me wrong, to prove people wrong. But right now, just to ignore me is not acceptable. So please meet, discuss. I would like answers. I have not received an email from anyone in months, and I have written many letters. I deserve an email back, what the responses are. Ignoring me is not going to be good. I will keep coming to these meetings and speaking, and I have more information. This is just a little bit to discuss. There's lots more that I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next up, Clayton Sitch.
I'm on a Greenberg Township Board, and I represent the Township Board at this moment. And the reason I'm here is because we want inspections of all the gravel pits in our town. Mr. Johnson, the Director of Planning and Zoning, told me that they did do inspections and will be appearing at our meeting on Wednesday, this Wednesday. I asked him whether there are any written reports or any information that we will be receiving. He indicated to me that it was unavailable. So if there's no report, in our eyes, there's no inspection. It's pretty much that simple. It's like the visits that were performed before. So I don't know, I guess we would have to go to court to get information or something. I have no idea what to do with you folks. I don't know. You don't, I mean, it'd be lovely if we got it done, but it hasn't happened yet. I know that I'm in compliance with all the stuff I do, both on my commercial properties and residential, and this is not working. There's a lot of things, you know, we're the 10th largest tax collection area in the county, and it's changing dramatically. And we need better services for our community. I mean, we have $230 million worth of real estate up there. This little 6x6, and it keeps going up, believe me. So I know I get my tax bill. So I would appreciate the reports if there has been an inspection. Otherwise, to us, it's just a visit. But thank you all very much.
Thank you. And state your address for the record, please.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ole Olson. I live at 4931 Fish Lake Road, along with my beautiful bride, Janet, and our wonderful dog, Yori. And a lot of times we have a half a dozen grandkids and a half a dozen kids visiting us there too, and it's a beautiful place there in Friedenberg. Appreciate the opportunity to talk here. Now, you've heard a lot of facts today from people speaking toward the 6464 Friedenberg Lake Road conditional use permit. You've heard a lot of facts, and you've heard them repeatedly for many, many months. You heard facts again today, facts. That cup should be rescinded. It should be voided. You've heard all the reasons. We get no responses, and it's time for a response. I would ask you all to hearken back to the first time that you decided you were going to run for public office. Would you think about the reasons why you ran? We, as your constituents, we vote for you and put trust in you to do a job, to do things like permitting according to the guidelines set forth by the St. Louis County. We expect you to follow the guidelines before, during, and after the process. All we want you to do is follow the guidelines and act upon them. That 6464 Friedenberg Lake Road conditional use permit flies in the face of common sense. That's obvious to everyone. You look at the guidelines that are written by the St. Louis County, it flies in the face of all of those guidelines also. Now, I would like to use the rest of my 5 minutes to hear a response finally from you folks.
And again, we don't respond during the public comment period, Ole. That's just
That's a good start. When are we going to hear?
I believe there is, Director Johnson is coming to the meeting on Wednesday. That's what I know.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Do we have anybody else?